I know it's been a while since I made a video. I'm trying to move my chair out of the way. We got this is going to be not really a painting video. This is going to be how to use Insane Custom Stencils. Because there's been some questions on Facebook on these rounded baits, how to use, and it's mainly this package. This comes with 8 stencils. Let me move him out of the way. This comes with 8 stencils, and they work really well on flat-sided baits. I have another one somewhere. I just don't know where it's at. But anyway, these are the stencils, but the main question that appears is with this stencil right here. And I'll show you what they're doing. And this is maybe to help him too also, but what they're wanting to do is, and this is a wiggle wart from Predator Bass Baits, since y'all all know me. Yes, and he has the seams just like a real deal wiggle wart, so this one may have the hunting action. But anyway, I already base coated him in white and then went over him with this airbrush red. And then what we'll do for this pattern is we'll go over him with this airbrush orange over the red, and it'll make it look like kind of like a crawdad. But what they're doing with this stencil, they're getting him lined up, which this one's a little big for this bait, but that's alright, we can make it work. And then they're wanting to fold him like so. Well, it really don't work. I mean, you can heat these up with a heat gun and shape them and shape them to that bait, but you have to hold it there until it cools off. But a heat gun, let me show y'all. A heat gun will soften this up real good, because this is Malar, so it'll heat up really quick. So we just heated that up to where look at that, it's super just flimsy. So what you can do is just shape this around, but this is kind of pain because you have to hold it. But you can eventually get him to where he'll lay down if you heat it enough. You just don't want to melt it. But what I do is I just lay them. What I do is I just lay them on the bait and I just spray my pattern. I don't have any paint loaded. But we'll load up this orange and I'll show you how I use these stencils. And it works out pretty good. Because a lot of times I don't want this bottom part. And if I'm going to use this stencil, I'll just spray a base color and then I'll spray the pattern color over it. And that way the belly will be the color of what your stencil is going to be. I usually don't spray it in black or anything. And if I do, I turn my pressure way down, which I'm fixing to. We're going to turn it down to about 12 or so. Yeah. And I'm using the Master. This is the, I can't remember. It's the G23, I think, or something. But this is the airbrush I started with. My other one, I took it in the house and finally cleaned it. I hadn't cleaned it in over a year. But what we're going to do is we're just going to lay it. And the thing is, if this stencil is sticking up a little bit, your airbrush will push it back down. So we're just going to go and spray this. And I don't care about the overspray being on the belly. because we're going to spray that belly orange anyway. Then you're going to get something like that. That pattern right there. So we'll heat set this and flip him over. I'll just heat set him. I'll just keep everything going. We'll heat set this real good. And once you clear coat this thing will look pretty good. But I probably won't clear coat this one. I'll probably end up washing him off. I'm just doing this for video purposes to illustrate how to use these stencils, because they're not hard to use. And as you can see, I've used quite a few of these quite a bit, and I've used them on round baits. And I'll just lay them like this one. I just lay it flat. I never try to bend these ever. I just lay them flat on the bait. I just lay them, you know, like these. Just lay them like that, and then spray it. But I mean, I don't know. Some people want to shape them, but that's what those 3D stencils are for. So let me see. Make sure this one's kind of dry. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're just going to line this side up like we had that other side. So about like that. And see how that's sticking up? Watch, I'll show you. This it sticks. This airbrush will push that down if you see it. So your air pressure will push those stencils down to where they'll spray. Then we'll just rip that off. Then we'll just fill in the orange on his belly. But there, that's about how that stencil works. And as you can see, we got him pretty even. So, but that's how I use those stencils. Flipping, yeah, there we go. Okay, pull my, oh sorry Benny, could you move River? Hang on, we'll let that compressor run and I'll be back. What I did is I went ahead and done the lines over his back, as y'all can see. So, but we got it pretty even. But that's how I use those stencils. I mean, I let my airbrush do a lot of the work for me on these guys. Like I said, if it's sticking up like that, where right there where that's pooching up, I mean, if it's sticking up, your airbrush will push that down, which that was still kind of wet, but it don't matter. Like I said, I'm probably going to wash him off. But once you clear coat this, I mean, he'll be a good looking pattern, which I may wash him off and redo him, since I messed up right there. But I didn't realize that side was still wet. But anyway, but yeah, all these stencils, I mean, Russ Allen makes these to where they're very usable. Like this, you don't have to wrap it. You can just spray it. I mean, it'll work perfect. I mean, this one did, and we didn't wrap it around the bait. But And y'all seen me use this one on those crawdad patterns that I did on those one baits. The red with the purple backs and stuff. You know, I just laid it and sprayed it. I mean, and all these are just, I mean, it don't matter if the bait's round or anything. Like this. Like this one's fine. You can bend it a little bit to get it to the way you want it. So, I mean, and then this one's the same way. You can just bend it and it won't pop out. But like these I don't ever bend. I just lay them. And let my airbrush. And if I have to bend it a little bit, I just let my airbrush push that back down when I'm spraying on the stencil. Because a lot of times you're spraying more on your stencil than you are on your bait. So, I mean, they're simple to use. And that stencil also comes with these the craw eyes and the claws and stuff. But it's just a stencil set. It comes with 8 stencils. And they're all great stencils. I've used them quite a bit. I've painted a lot of baits with them. And it's the same way with these little dudes. These come with a different stencil. But yeah, I just lay them there and just spray. And then, I mean, pretty simple. But I mean, yeah, they just lay and you just spray them. This one, I've used the crap out of this one. This is one of my favorites. What I usually do is spray orange all over the bait, and then I take red, and then I'll do the red claw marks, like on this one, and then spray the top red. But yeah, you see how those are pushing out? Your airbrush will push that down. So, I mean, but you don't really have to wrap them. And if you do want to wrap them, like I said, you can take a heat source, a heat gun. You can take a heat gun or a hair dryer or whatever. You can warm those stencils up really good, and then they're really pliable. I mean, you can bend them, they'll lay down. You just have to hold them for a minute or so, for a little bit. And I need to clean out my airbrush. But anyway, I just thought I'd do a little video on how I use those stencils, and that's how I do it. And my patterns always turn out really, really good. So, but that's what I do. But like I said, if you want to wrap them, you know, and that's what I have the 3D stencils for. If, you know, if I want that to go around the whole bait, then I just use those 3D. And y'all seen me use those 3D stencils. But I have a box full of them. Actually, I have 2 boxes full of them. Didn't realize I'd collected that many. But I like Russ Allen's because his are a lot cheaper than these. These dudes are pretty pricey. I had this one special made for my S-cranks from KHS Stencils. And he does a really good job on these 3D stencils. Here's another set for 2.5 crankbaits from KH Stencils. These I got from Backwater Outfitters. This one's broke, as you can see. So, and I kind of glued it back together. But that one's broke. Then I have these stencils from, oh, I forget what his name are. But these are real soft, pliable. Really good stencils. This is for an S crank. This is for the M65. I use this kind of like a crappie pattern. Then I use these sometimes for bluegill stripes. But yeah, I mean, it's however y'all want to use those stencils. But like I said, that's how I use Russ Allen's Insane Custom Stencils. And I mean, it's every stencil pattern, even for the S crank. Those stencils for the S crank are about the same as those little stencils, and I just lay them on there. I don't try to bend them or anything. And if I do want to bend one, I'll heat it up and get it to where I can bend it and it stays soft and pliable, to where when my airbrush goes over it, it will push it down to where it'll make a good pattern. But anyway, that's my video for this week. Stencils, how to use those stencils. So, but that's how I use them. And this actually turned out good until I jacked it up. So, but anyway, but we weren't really here to show how to paint a bait. We're just going to show how to use those stencils. So I hope this helps everyone, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Oh yeah, and thanks for subscribing. I appreciate all the subscribers. You're really helping the channel out. So thank you for doing that. We'll see you on the next one.